Guys, hey again. So, I'm going to be talking about 5 minutes. Hopefully, I don't get too excited and go over the time. But essentially, this week's video is about how to keep your training on point if everything else in your life is a bit of a chaos. So, my life is a bit of a chaos right now. I'm currently living in Thailand, training for my first triathlon. I've done a couple of half marathons, a duathlon, a Spartan race, 270-kilometer cycle ride through the coast of Portugal, all of it this year. But my biggest problem right now is my swim. So I'm looking to do my first triathlon here in Thailand, and at the moment I can swim 100 meters, and I need to swim 2 kilometers, um, 1.9 kilometers. Anyway, so life is a bit crazy at the moment. I'm teaching, so I have a full-time job, but I am also working on a lot of a big change in my life, basically. So I'm looking to potentially work online, meaning I can live anywhere in the world, still teach, and obviously make money out of it. So essentially, I'm working for 3 companies at the moment. My schedule is all over the place. My routine in terms of training has been absolutely just not great. I don't want to say bad words, but essentially it's not as I want it to be, and this is a video about how to make sure that you are still training and you don't lose the plot and you don't just get into stress periods. So my way of dealing with things is to break everything down. So I break everything down by week, months, time periods, etc. And I break it into very small bits that I can go about without feeling stressed. So, say for example, I'm joining this new online company. How do I go about doing that without feeling too stressed, and how do I still train? So I look at realistic things, and even if sometimes you can't train what you were meant to train, try and still do something so that you don't feel that you're completely off track. Um, an example of that is, for example, last Thursday, I worked from 8 in the morning up to 4 o'clock at the school, and then I had tutoring up until 7 p.m. At that point, I was ready to go home, not do anything else. I just wanted silence and not worry about anything else, really. Have my dinner and rest. Um, but what I did was I focused on a 30-minute workout. So it was a 30-minute workout, and I knew I wouldn't be able to do it on my own. So I reached out to my friends here in Thailand, and I said, hey, are you up to do, some sort of training today? And, both of the guys were in for it. And literally every time I do this, I know by the end of the session I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So having that platform around you is also important. So we did a quick high intensity training, and it was great. Next day, my legs, actually 2 days after, my legs were ruined. My shoulders are a little bit ruined still, but it was a great, whole body workout. I didn't do the run I was meant to do. I haven't been able to swim as much as I wanted, but at least I'm on top of things. One thing I struggle with is if sometimes I get too stressed, I get to a point where I can't even do anything. I can't even sit down and organize my stuff. So, if you get to a point like me where you're just stressed about being stressed, this is what I'm working on at the moment. I'm working on progress. It might not be ideal, but at least I'm doing what I can with what I have to be able to get to where I want. So today I spent about 2 hours working on my plan for the next 3 months up until the end of the year. And essentially, I've worked out a plan as to how am I going to do my swim. Currently, I can only do 100 meters on the pool. I know it's ridiculous. I'm afraid of the water somehow. I panic a little bit. But anyway, I have a lot of work to do in terms of my swimming. I'm signed up for a half marathon and a full marathon as well in a couple of months. So I need to really get going. So I stopped for 2 hours today, did a good plan. I worked out. I can do about 32 to 36 sessions swimming up until the end of the year. I can do about 3 sessions a week of running at least. And yeah, it's all about planning. If you don't plan, we know it already. You plan to fail, right? Um, so yeah, guys, that's it. If you're not in the mood to train one day, if you're too tired, my tip, 2 tips. Reach out to somebody that you know is going to make you train, or at least is going to make it a little bit more fun. Number 2, do something that you like. So say one day you're really tired and you can't make yourself go for that run, then do something different. Do something, if it's tennis, if it's basketball, do it. If it's a 30-minute high intensity training, do it. But do it. Don't just go to bed. You won't feel good in the morning. You'll feel rubbish. You'll feel like you haven't achieved anything. So those are my tips or my suggestions, I would say. And it's Sunday night. I'm about to work online again. And I hope you all have a good week. Goodbye.